This is a project by Noah Womack. Today I will be explaining the skateboard, longboard, and mini cruiser board. First I'm going to talk about the skateboard deck. Skateboard decks can range from the width of 6.75 all the way to 8.5. This deck right here is an 8.25 inches. So each skateboard deck has concave on the top. Now what concave is the curves around the edges. What this does is it makes it more sturdy and more control when you're riding your board. Alright, now I'm going to talk about skateboard trucks. Now skateboard trucks have two main parts. The base plate, and this is called the hanger. Skateboard trucks are made to support the board and steer it. Now, if you've ever seen a skateboard truck, you might be wondering, what's the little yellow part on this side of the truck? Well, I'm here to tell you about that today. This is called the bushings. There's different types of bushings. There's soft, medium, and hard. That depends on how much you want to turn on your board. Soft is obviously you can turn a lot more easier. Medium, about in the middle, and then hard, it's really hard to turn. That's what a bushing does. And those go right there on the trucks. And we dance all night to the best song ever. Serious time. And you might also be wondering, what's the thing he's coming out of the hanger? Well, these are called the axles. The axles hold the wheels. Now that you know what a truck is, let's learn about the riser pads. There's two different types of riser pads. There's metal and there's rubber. I have rubber right here, but there are many different sizes of riser pads. I have no clue what size those are. It's the thickness. When I talk about size, they give you a soft landing. Riser pads protect your trucks. They keep your board from wheel bite. I will explain that in the future. Okay, now that is the future, I can explain what wheel bite is. Wheel bite is when your deck hits your wheels and it scratches up your deck and stops the whole skateboard completely. And that's why riser pads are here to save the day, like freaking Superman. Now on to hardware. Hardware is screws go into your skateboard and hold the trucks. That's all they do. That's all they do. Now that we know about the trucks, the riser pads, and hardware, let's go on to the wheels. So now that I got a wardrobe change, and it's a different day, I'm going to talk to you about wheels. Now there's two things about wheels that you need to know. There's size and there's diameter. When I talk about size, it is the size. I don't know how to explain that. So, and diameter is how soft it is. In the durometers, there is different formulas. 75A being more soft with less drag, and 90A being more hard and more drag. Okay class, last thing. The bearings. Now there are 8 bearings inside a skateboard. The bearings are the metal rings that go inside the skateboard wheels. Now, the way the bearings are rated are the ABEX. Now, ABEX rate from 1 to 9, only in odd numbers. ABEX are the speed ratings, which means how fast it goes. And now, I am done talking about the skateboard. Now let's go and talk about a longboard.
Someone's got to eat alone, and maybe that's a full-right Jesus coming from a broken home. Go on and throw your stones. Hey, 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 I was always one of the losers. Hey, 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 don't you think that Jesus loves us too? This gospel sounds like good news to all of us losers. So here's to the losers in the crowd. Our tears won't always be around. Help turn this kingdom upside down.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the longboards. Now there are many different variations of longboards, but they all basically do the same thing. That just fell. Since y'all already know all the parts to a skateboard, I'm just going to talk about the variations of the decks. This deck is a speedboard. Now a speedboard is usually tapered on the tip and then rounded off at the end. This skateboard also has this skateboard has drop-through trucks, which means that the trucks sit on top instead of below. Now this is for more stabilization in the skateboard. As you can see, the base plate is not underneath, but is on top. Now since I've already talked about the longboard speedboard deck, I'm going to talk about the pinto deck. Now this skateboard was inspired by a surfboard. Obviously because of the shape. It is tapered off sharp at the end and tapered off pretty sharp at the top. Now this is to prevent wheel bite and, like I said, keep that surf-inspired shape. Now I'm going to talk about the longboard wheels. While you were watching me show off the boards, you might have been wondering, those have a lot bigger wheels than the skateboards. I wonder why. Well, the longboard wheels are built to go over bumps, cracks, and rocks really easily. So if you're flying down 90 miles an hour and you hit a little tiny pebble, you don't go flying off over a cliff into a lava pit. So they save the day pretty much. Now the bearings are exactly the same, except they would be a higher ABEC rating, like these are ABEC 9s. The only other thing that's inside a longboard wheel that is different from a skateboard wheel is the spacers inside. Now these spacers are made to go in between each bearing. And what that does is it spaces out the bearings so they don't get all messed up. Now on to the mini cruiser board. Now the two main things that set off the mini cruiser board apart from all the other boards is obviously its size, and it is made out of plastic. So this mini cruiser in particular is 22 inches long and 6 inches at its widest point. So in comparison, I wear a size 10.5 shoe, which is 11 inches, and that takes up pretty much half the board. So guys, that was my presentation of the engineering of a skateboard. Hope you all enjoyed, and go skate.
This message has been approved by Morgan Freeman.